I think you guys can relate to this. I'm not sure, but do any of you guys have an oxygen machine, an oxygen tank in your house?
No. Of course.
Did you get oxygen for your house?
And for me, not for my house. I got
You've
this.
been talking about this for a while, and when you posted it on your stories the other day, I was like, oh no. I just take my hand, slap my forehead. Oh, John Jay.
Yeah, so I got, a couple years ago, I got this, this friend of mine who's a doctor, he pulled up at my house for something, and then he was breathing. He had an oxygen tank in the backseat of his car, and he had a mask, and he was breathing oxygen. I go, what are you doing? He goes, sometimes when I'm driving, I just like to breathe up pure oxygen. I'm like, I want that. And so he gave me a prescription for it, but I was too lazy to go get it. And then I had a bunch of people call up and say, you don't want that in your car. It's dangerous. And he said, when I just talked to him the other day, he was like, I only had it in my car. I only put it in my car for once in a while. So anyway, I always thought I want pure oxygen to breathe. I heard it's good for you, right? So, this is the most random thing ever. This friend of ours, they got COVID and they were in the hospital, her and her husband. And when they got sent home, the husband had to be on an oxygen tank for a while. And eventually they beat it. And she messaged me the other day and she's like, hey, he doesn't need this oxygen tank anymore. Do you want it? And I'm like, yes. She was okay, I'll drop it off. So, she dropped it off at the house and I just plugged it in and I put it on and I don't know anything about it. So I put on the tubes under my nose and I sat on the sofa and I start inhaling oxygen. But what's interesting is that once you put it on, I mean, you look sick. You know, like my wife was like, oh my God, it's so terrible. Oh my God. Like, right. And then yesterday I put it on and my son Jake, he was out when I put it on the other night. My son Jake walks in the living room and he's like, are you okay? Right. And I'm like, oh, it's just oxygen. And he's like, why? I go, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just
you don't even know.
But what happened is,
there's free oxygen out here.
It's different. That's like 12% oxygen. This is like a higher percentage of oxygen. It's not 100% oxygen because it's going through little nostril nodules. But so the thing is, the day before yesterday when I put the oxygen on and I was breathing it for a while, I think I had it on for like a half hour. I got really, really tired. But I don't know if that was the oxygen or just because I was just tired, right? So then yesterday, I had it on for like 20. I wanted to go to bed and it was late. I was out all day yesterday, but I still wanted to take my oxygen. So I put it on and then it was like, I got really, really tired. And then the person that gave me the tank messaged me. She goes, how's oxygen going? I go, it's going okay. I go, but I get really tired. She goes, that happened to my husband too. And then I'm like, am I doing it wrong? Like, is it oxygen or is it freaking propofol? Like, I don't even know. Like, I just plugged this thing in and went. You know what I mean? And she goes, no, you're doing it right. But I don't know if pure oxygen makes you tired. I would think not. I would think it would give you energy. But I don't know.
You would think.
I haven't asked my doctor, so I got to ask my doctor. I'll see her tomorrow. That's another thing. I have a woman doctor, and tomorrow I have to have my physical. You know what I mean? Where they make you cough, they do the prostate exam, they do that whole shebang with my woman doctor tomorrow. I'm like, kind of nervous about it.
Why don't you ask the doctor if you need an oxygen tank?
I'm going to do that tomorrow. Well, you don't need an oxygen tank, just like you don't need Botox.
It does say oxygen therapy is generally safe, but it can cause side effects that include dry or bloody nose, tiredness, and morning headaches. So if you're experiencing any of that, that may be because of the oxygen.
But being tired, is that a negative side effect? Because I went to sleep.
I mean, if you do it before bed, I guess no. But if you do it, in the morning when you have to like get going and get moving, probably not a benefit.
And maybe I'm confused, but like the breathing machine that you use at night, like doesn't that give you oxygen too?
No, that's just air. CPAP, constant. It's like pressure air. It's air to keep my throat open.
So what you really want is you want to hook up the oxygen tank to the breathing machine.
Yeah, I had somebody message me that and tell me that there's an adapter for that.
There is?
Yeah, so you got to get on Amazon. But yeah, there's an actual adapter for that. So I don't know how that works, but I just got to make sure. I got to check with my doctor tomorrow. Make sure that I'm doing okay.
Would you be one of those people, John Jay, that does that, like that neuro thing that Elon Musk's talking about, like the brain chip?
No.
So that you don't need a cell phone and you can remember all that stuff?
There's a CPAP chip, something they put in your throat for CPAP surgery. I don't want that.
No, the brain chip that Elon Musk is talking about that makes you smarter.
I don't want a chip. No.
A chip.
I don't want any surgery to put in either. But I mean, when you're sick, they put you on oxygen. Basketball players, I've seen it before, like when they're, and football players, you see them have that oxygen thing in the back, right? They give you just pure oxygen. So it must be good for you somehow.
Okay.
I mean, when they have those oxygen bars, like I've seen them at the airport and stuff like that, they advertise increased energy levels, improve your mood, improve concentration, improve sports performance, which obviously you need.
Yeah. See, this is John Jay's thing.
Reduces stress.
So that's exactly what it was based off of. I thought if there's these oxygen bars, I have that now in my house.
Right.
So and then I had a friend of mine that owns the drip place, the vitamin drip place. She's like, "Why are you on an oxygen tank?" I'm like, just the same. Why do I need a vitamin drip? You know what I mean? Like,
you recover as if you were an elite athlete, but you are neither elite or athletic or recovering.
Nope. I know, man. I know.